Hey everybody, Scout Crafter here again, TGIF, another Friday. This is actually my first video I'm making since I did the rant video on Monday, and I have to tell you something, that video was great. The response we got on that video was amazing, and because of that, I think I'm going to add a little commentary every Monday because I'm so happy to hear your comments and your thoughts and stories about your grandfathers and what they've done and how they, inspired you. So I'm going to start with every Monday I'm going to add a little tidbit, not a rant, but something, and maybe we'll spark some conversation. Yesterday, the reason I had the videos kind of videotaped is because yesterday we had the Long Island Antique Tool Meet that we go to, and it was great. And I had footage from it, and like a bonehead, I accidentally deleted it when I was trying to upload a video, and I had so much good footage, but because I have limited memory in my iPhone, I have to delete old videos, and they got caught up in the old videos and deleted, so now they're gone. But I'm making this after the fact. I still have some footage left of the stuff I picked up. I picked up some great stuff. I was good, though, because I kind of promised myself I wasn't going to be buying a lot more or old tools. I'm really good, but, there's some things you come across you can't pass by. So with that, let's take a look at what we got. Let's take a look at the footage I can find in the phone, and let's get a video up. And thanks very much for tuning in.
Okay, like I said, I told you I've been good. So everything on this table, except for what you see in the very upper end, this is what I bought. I spent very little money, but let's look at it one at a time. Okay, first off, I got this nice pair of 30-inch bolt cutters that, these are HKPs. They're vintage. Obviously, the jaws are in nice shape. And I paid $15 for these only because I only have like 5 pair and I needed another. Okay, first up, I love lanterns, you know that. And I have a bunch of these, but this is a Dietz. It's a highway traffic lantern. And what's so nice about this is that you look at the bottom, that's how you tell, to make sure that it doesn't leak or anything. Again, you can't tell, but we'll clean this up real quick. A couple of things I got. I picked up this. Look at this beautiful. This is from, if you look here, it's 1886. You can't really see it too good here. 1886. It's like a bicycle wrench type. It's got the nickel plating on there, but you see the nickel's dulled out since then. I don't know what this is. We were thinking it might be a type of hammer on the back of this wrench, and it's just a beauty. And paid $6 for this, or actually $5. And look at these beautiful screwdrivers, huh? Now, again, I'm not crazy about wood-handled screwdrivers. Again, they loosen up or whatever, but look at, this one here has the, you can see here, it says improved model 660, and it's the patent applied for, so it's pretty old. And it's got the S insignia, and look at this, and there was 2 ones. This one's a number 5, and this one here is a number, I believe that's a 6 on here. Anyway, you could see 2 different sizes, and these are just nice, huh? I mean, when you have that in here, and how nice will that look cleaned up? A little bit of a mystery tool here that a lot of people didn't know what it was. They used to give these away. And do you know what this is? Take a look at it. You see that? Take a look at it. Think about it. Put your thinking caps on. What would that be used for? Okay? What this was a paint can opener. Isn't that cool? You put this under the lip of the paint can, you'd squeeze it, and it would open up the paint can, and these were giveaways, They were inexpensive. You don't see too much of them, but it says Easy Lift on here. And that's pretty interesting. I got a nice little small, look how small this is. We love the crate hammers here. It's got a little bit of issues here with some, when you see that bubbling rust here, that can be a problem. So, but we'll try and get onto that. And I just wanted it because I want to clean this up. This is a nice little one. Picked up a couple C-clamps, things like that. I picked up this here, and I did one of these before. And can you see the writing on there? It says True Temper. It's a rocket hammer. And it says, I believe, patent. It has a patent number on here. A lot of the times these were made by Vaughan or something for True Temper, and you could see it's rough. It's a mason hammer. It's got the brown handle. they somewhat collectible. I like them. I just like the feel of them. This will clean up nice. We'll take care of that. And look, I keep. This is like the third show I went to, and I kept picking this thing up and looking at it. It's a, we all know what this is. Anybody that had a bicycle and years ago, this is a tube kit, to repair a tube kit. And it's got the little grater up here that you would clean a tube. But you can see this came from Toys R Us at the time, which is now closed. But it's, I think it's somewhat complete. It has, the glue in here and, some of the patches and things like that. And I don't know. I just, I told the guy that I wanted it so that I can fix a flat. And that was $3. Okay, check this out. Look at this. Now, you remember the one that Christina had given to the show and the beautiful Greenfield tap set that I love so much, and we restored that. This one here, this is really cool. I saw this, and, you see it says $12, but I paid $10 for it. And what this is here, if I can... Okay, this is a smaller set from Greenfield, and you can see it says screw plate. And it's a tap and die set, and it's missing a little bit of the sticker, but you can basically make what it is out. And it's obviously rusted up. Some of these, now you can see it's got cardboard around here. Now I don't know, it's obviously there's some rust issues that we got to deal with, but that cleans up nice. But here's why I bought this set. Because I was looking at this piece here, and I was like, that's strange, like... how do you turn this? Because if you notice, most of the tap handles like this, they have a bar that goes through here that allows you to tap and use it like that. So I'm looking at this set and I'm thinking, where's the bar? Is there a bar missing? And I see, there's a hole. Was there a bar? And there's no hole on the other side. And I'm saying, wait a minute. Then I figured it out. I'm sure some of you knew this already. I know Dan knew it right away, but I didn't know at the time until I was looking at it for a while. This fits into the die handle here. You see, you take out this, you loosen up the screw here. You would pop out the die that's in there, and then you would place this into here with that hole by the screw, and that's how this becomes a... Isn't that cool? I've never seen that before, so I thought that was interesting and well worth the $10. We'll clean these up and... Just next, I had to buy this just because it was $1, and it works great, and it's when you see the plastic in this kind of shape before you do anything to it, that's just beautiful. The cap will clean up. I mean, it looks it, but you can see here it says Yankee Handyman, but this was actually it says Fuller is the company. You can see it on here, Fuller, and this was made in Japan. Now, some of the Japan stuff back then was iffy, but this one seems to be. A nice little tool for, especially since it's this kind of shape for $1, right? It's hard to pass. And last up, I got this. This is just beautiful. It's an oil of some type, right, or whatever. And look at it here. You can see here it's made. It says the is that Whitney Metal Tool Company, right? Can you see that with the red in there? I didn't do that. And but look at that. And you should feel the weight on this. And it's just a nice tool. And it's funny because my buddy Ramel, I showed it to him. And he says, I was looking at that. I said, why didn't you buy it? Because I don't know. I didn't want to ask how much. I paid $2 for this. But this is some tool and we'll be clean. So we'll pick one of these up. We got to clean up a little bit and see what we're going to do. Now, last but not least, this little item here has to be the cat's pajamas. Dan gave this to me. And he knows I'm a hammer guy, and how could you not love hammers? Now, look at this. Do you see what this is? This is the ultimate wedge. Now, hammer wedges, they come in all different shapes and sizes, round and all that. But have you ever seen one as beautiful as this? Because this one here has, obviously, you have the, it's like having 3 wedges in one, and it's all one piece. I said, oh, why don't they make something like this today? This is just beautiful, isn't it? So if you're a hammer person, you'll appreciate this wedge, and I'm gonna clean this up and just keep it just because it's so great. So like I said, I picked up some nice stuff, and I'm just gonna clean up a couple things today. Okay, the first cleanup we did was on this little tool because none of us, I don't think, have seen this work before, and now it's nice and smooth. And you could see here, it's called the Easy Lift. Easy Lift, and it's got a patent number on it, and and on the other side it says here, it gives you instructions on how to use it, you know. And let's give it a try on an old can shellac. Basically what you do is you take it like this, place it in here, and then just squeeze, and you can see it does lift it up. It works. I mean, this was a giveaway with a lot of paint cans, and years ago they would give away, when you bought paint, you would get maybe something like this, or you would always get a paint stirrer. Today you're lucky if you get a receipt. Okay, let's see what else we got. Next up, let's clean this thing up. This it's like almost like a bicycle wrench, monkey wrench. Let's take a look and see what we can do, because, you know, this is where you get into that zone. Do you want to take it and, you know, take it past the nickel? We'll see how it cleans up. Okay, here we are at the post-wire brush evaluation. You can see here, we still have some issues here. You see that, you know, that has worn through the nickel, and I try to keep as much of the original finish on as I can. And you can see here the patent says patent March, let's get it focused, March 26th, 1896. See that? So it's an old wrench, you know, but you know, it's still got some issues. So we're going to try this on the fiber wheel now. We're trying everything to avoid taking it to the belt sand. I want to keep as much original finish because our hands are tied because it's a nice old wrench. We're calling this wrench done. Look how nice this came out, huh? I mean, I had to take it down to some of the parts. It's the only way I can get the pit. I can't live with the pits. I can't do it. I don't care what I got to do to get below. I have to get below them. But you could see here, mirror finish. I mean, this is just what the manufacturer wanted. And this is the way they looked back then. You could see the patent date here is March 26th, 1895. And the back is all nice. And it works. It's just smooth as can be, oiled up, and everything looks really nice now, doesn't it? This is the way this wrench is supposed to look. I know it's over 100 years old, but it shouldn't look over 100 years old. Put a coat of wax on it, and yeah, for $6, I think this was a nice highlight buy of the evening. Wasn't used much. The jaws were almost pristine, so that little hammer is interesting, huh? Anyway, so that's that. Next up, we're going to service this little lantern, just clean it up, adjust the wick, and see if it lights up. If it okay, let me show you basically what I do when I get a lantern that's new to me. This is a Dietz traffic guard number 40, and you can see here, it's written on top, traffic guard number 40. It was made in Syracuse, New York. You'll see here, sometimes it's stamped. This one says Bug Company. That's Brooklyn Union Gas, and this is, you know, it would show that belonged to them. Dietz would stamp them out for whatever company they were making them from. Now, the first thing you want to do, obviously, is you got to check inside the tank to make sure that there's nothing, you know, rust or anything. You can see, you can't really see it here, but this tank is in really good shape. There's no rust in there, so that's good because that means there wasn't water sitting in there. We took the globe out. We cleaned the globe with just regular water, cool water, and then you could wipe it down with something up, but they get sooted up, so you're going to be cleaning them all the time. Now, to remove the font here, what you want to do is you get a little pry bar, just like this one here, and you pry up around and work your way around, because this is just pressed in, and this will come out just like this. And this is your wick holder here, and you see there's your wick. It's in very good shape, except for the tip. And you can see the tip there, what it looks like, right? The tip there, it's brown, it's charred. So what you do is you cut it right across from where it starts, and then you see how that's tapered a little bit? If you just cut the ends off, it'll give you a nice flame, a nice pointy flame. So I'll show you how we do that. It is advisable to get a nice sharp pair of scissors when you're going to perform this, but raise the wick up to have access to it, and then just cut it straight across like this with a sharp scissors like that, and it'll give you a nice straight cut. But then what I like to do is just take the corners and cut them at a slight 45-degree angle here like this. And the only reason I like to do that is because on these traffic guards, it'll make the flame kind of sit, you know, straight up instead of a kind of a crescent moon. And it looks like that, you know, it gives it that. Now, that gets pressed back in here. We reassemble the lamp. We put in some fuel. And I don't do any kind of painting or restoration until I'm sure that this is solid. It's not a leaker. It doesn't look like a leaker. And again, I don't know if you could see the inside of that tank. It looks pretty good. So we'll fill it up and then we'll try it out. Okay, we checked. There's no leaks on the lantern. You could see we replaced the wick holder, lit it up. It's a nice flame on here. We're going to replace the the Dietz globe here, and we just put it in like this here onto here. It sits just like that. And then what you do is, we'll lower it down just a little bit because we just want light, but we don't want any soot coming out of there. And then you just close this down. This is a spring top here, which will rest on top of the glass. Close it down, push this in, and that's it. And now your Dietz is, and it has a differential type lens. I'll show you what that looks like. The traffic guard lantern pretty much replaced the smudge pots because they were much safer. They were much more fuel efficient, and you can see here in the it's a windy night and it's not a flickering flame or anything, and the visibility was very good with this fluted lens. So they were very interesting little lantern here, and again, it's a traffic type.
Okay, we certainly covered a lot today, didn't we? Anyway, I hope you have a nice weekend. Thanks so much for tuning in. Take care now. Bye-bye.